Hi, Stevie.
Hi people, this is Stevie Wilson for LA Stories. It's now we're into the second half of 2017 and if you're looking for a place to go that will wow all your friends and wow yourself in the process, is you should be going to visit China. China has some amazing destinations that are rich with art and culture and a lot of historical relevance. We're going to talk to Stephanie Oswald, who is the founding editor of Travel Girl magazine and also a travel correspondent for the ABC affiliate in New Orleans, to get all the insight. And she is there in China at the city of Hangzhou. So, how are you today, Stephanie?
I'm doing great, Stevie. And yes, I'm so lucky to be here in Hangzhou. You know, in China, they call this heaven on earth. And it's a long journey to get here, but when you arrive, you forget about the journey because it is so beautiful. And the scenery, and it's a perfect blend of cosmopolitan city, ancient civilization. So really, a place that should be on your radar.
It sounds amazing. All the different things that I've read about this city sound just like it's got to be almost the ideal place to go visit in China.
Well, you know, it really came onto the radar last year in 2016 because it hosted the G20 summit. And that's when a lot of people said, hey, where is this place in the southeastern corner of China? So we're just a 50-minute train ride, high-speed train from Shanghai, or just under 2-hour flight from Beijing. So for a lot of people who've been to Beijing and been to the Forbidden City and the Great Wall of China, I think that's very important, huge for anyone who's into the cultural side of China. But if you want an authentic experience, something truly different, and like you said, a place that's going to wow your friends, because Hangzhou is just the place where you're going to find the National Tea Museum, the National Silk Museum, and also beautiful nature. The sights are amazing. It's such a authentic place because poets and artists and painters, they've been coming here for centuries. And now the American travelers coming here as well. Both the New York Times and Travel and Leisure listed Hangzhou as one of the top places to visit in 2016. So I think it's just becoming hotter and hotter.
It sounds great. Now, is this only for if you've got basically an open credit card, or can people on a budget come?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I'm a firm believer that anyone can make any budget work. You just have to plan ahead and be smart and work with a travel agent or a tour operator. Variety is really the key here in Hangzhou. Now we're at the 5-star Four Seasons Resort. So yes, this is definitely luxurious. The spa is amazing. The experience here is very boutique and the location is incredible. But there are also hostels that are very safe and clean. There are hotels that are going to cost you maybe $100, $120 a night. So there is a great variety here, and the key would be talking to your travel agent or talking to a tour operator and letting them know what your budget is. Because when it comes to food here, the cuisine, I mean, there are places where, yeah, you can spend a fortune and use up your credit card, but you can also get some truly authentic local dishes, noodle bowls, everything from, we were at this amazing place called Jiwei Guan restaurant yesterday, and that's kind of, it's got everything from high-end to middle of the road. They'll prepare what will meet your budget. So what's wonderful here as far as the cuisine is that the chefs are going to prepare for you whatever is in season. So it's not going to be a lot of spicy dishes. It's going to be whatever is fresh because they want you to taste the actual flavor of what's being grown, whether it's bamboo or lotus or whether they're catching fish or getting duck. The cuisine here is just, it's all over the place. And I'm a vegetarian, so I'm very picky, and it's been wonderful.
It sounds amazing. I mean, it's like if somebody can do this on a budget, what key things or key places, attractions?
Well, I'll tell you what, even the museums, there are a lot of free places to go, and even spending time here at Westlake. I mean, this is not just a tourist attraction, this is a community. Westlake is the centerpiece of Hangzhou, and it's where not only where tourists come to take in the beautiful views and check out all the beautiful relics and the temples, but also the people who live here, this is where they come. They come and do Tai Chi in the morning, they come at night to watch the sunset, they go out on the boats, there are restaurants and coffee shops all around the lake. You can go hiking, that's not going to cost you a dime. Take pictures of the beautiful bridges and the reflection pools and the fish. I mean, it's just there's just one beautiful scene after another. So that's something that's going to be very budget friendly. Also, the Wetlands National Park, the first one ever for the entire country of China, is here in Hangzhou. So that's very special. You can arrange to take out a traditional wooden boat and check out the fishermen as they go for fish. It was really neat. I did it yesterday, and they smacked the water with their paddles, and you see they explain kind of what we had an English guide, and that's very important too. You want to talk to your hotel or your tour operator and make sure that you can set up something so that you are very clear on what's happening. But getting an English guide is easy. Also, inside the museums, the galleries, all of the wording, it's in Chinese and in English. And some of them even have tape-recorded programs where you can put them in your ears and walk around. The National Tea Museum, they have all different languages. So I was walking around with my Chinese friends, and they were listening to the Chinese, and I was listening to the English. So it's really very catering to the English-speaking audience. So that's been very wonderful as well.
Sounds awesome. And it's really very visitor-friendly. So that's a real plus to do that, and it's something that people would remember for years. Are there things where if somebody was like wanting to do something in the evening, what is available to travelers?
You should feel very safe here. And then that's been an overwhelming feeling for me, is that everyone here is very welcoming. And even if you don't speak any Chinese, and I can tell you, Stevie, I speak 2 phrases in Chinese. I know how to say thank you, xie xie, and I know how to say hi, which is ni hao. But other than that, my Chinese is very poor. So one of the things I recommend is to bring a phrase book with you, because even if you can't speak the language, you could point to a phrase in the book, and that will help you get around in the city. And people here are very happy. Hangzhou has won many awards. It has been listed as one of the happiest cities in China. It has been listed as a wonderful place to do business by Forbes magazine. And again, getting all those travel notifications, travel recommendations from Travel and Leisure and the New York Times magazine, and of course Travel Girl magazine. But it's just the more attention it gets, they are very welcoming. They want international travelers to come and learn about their culture. So it's a place where you can feel safe. And if you go out after dark, you can go to a local watering hole. You could go listen to some jazz music. You could listen to a live music performance. If you want to get a feel for something authentic Chinese, there's local Chinese opera, all kinds of theater, local theater. And again, you're in a place that has been inspirational to artists, poets, painters, writers for centuries, thousands and thousands of years. Marco Polo, the explorer, was here in the 1200s, and he noticed it as definitely a city that was remarkable. So if Marco Polo can remember it, and it was something he thought was good enough to tell everyone in the world, certainly here we are. 2016, the G20 was here, and now 2017, it's really rolling out the red carpet for the American visitor.
I think that sounds amazing. So if somebody had questions or wanted to go online, where would you recommend for them to go visit, as well as your Travel Girl magazine?
Sure. Well, Stevie, if you want to learn more about Travel Girl magazine, our website is Travel Girl Inc., travelgirlinc.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at Travel Girl Steph, Travel Girl STEPH. And then the city of Hangzhou has a Facebook page, and they're very active in social media. They also have an Instagram account. So going to Facebook first would be my recommendation, and liking their page. You can also scroll through and find lots of information there. Also, I highly recommend for any U.S. visitors to work with a travel agent or a tour operator who specializes in China, because that's the way you're going to have the most safe, authentic, and successful experience, because China is a giant country. And when you know, okay, well, I want to go to Hangzhou and I'm going to spend 5 days there, and then I want to go to Beijing and I want to spend 5 days there. You know, when you fly 24 hours, and now you're in LA, I have good news for you. There are direct flights to Hangzhou from the West Coast. So, you know, for me, coming from New Orleans, it took me 24 hours to get here, but you can do it from the West Coast in under 13 hours direct. So you don't have to worry about any of those transfer flights.
Wow, that's really, I had no idea. 13 hours, that's really cutting it. I mean, it takes longer to get to Australia than it does that.
Exactly. Now, there is a huge time difference. So It is also, they're ahead of us here in China. It's about 13 hours, well, depending on where you are. So East Coast, West Coast, but it's a good half a day ahead of the US. So you have to remember that when you make your travel plans. That's very important. Also, depending on when you go, like right now, it is very hot. So you want to prepare and bring clothing that is suitable for hot weather. And also remember, when you go to some of the temples, you don't be an ugly American tourist and wear shorts and tank tops or shirts that have obnoxious sayings on them. Wear respectful clothing, bring a light sundress or, pants that are at least a little bit past the knees, because it's respectful. And that's something I think it's really important. We have to remember that we're ambassadors to the United States when we come to a country like China.
Right, and people should be aware of what the cultural differences are so that they can actually be appropriate and in all forms, whether it's clothing or just how they approach people.
Yes, absolutely. And you'll find that people here are very welcoming. They want to help you. And even if they don't speak English, like I said, bring your phrase book and you can still communicate. Sign language is always a great language, whatever country you're in. A smile always works the best.
Absolutely. Well, Stephanie, we'd like to thank you for your time today. This sounds like a great place. People, you'll find links to Stephanie Oswald's Travel Girl magazine and all the suggestions that she has. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Stevie. I hope you get to come to Hangzhou someday.